We are live. Welcome back to Spill the Tea, Lou. I am Lou. This is Ash. Ash was getting a very long tattoo today, so we are a little bit later than usual, but we are excited to be here. And you know what was very nice? I was able to come home on a Friday evening, get into my comfies, eat my dinner. I didn't make this bucket of tea. Wait till you see the size of this cup. Look at it. It's the size of my head.
Yeah, but do you just what if you just have like one of those really small heads?
Are you trying to say my body's not in proportion, Ash? You can't say that to women these days.
Hey,
you could get lynched. I'm going to tell the internet people that you think women's bodies are not in proportion.
No, I've been cancelled. Right, okay,
we've are about 30
seconds. 40 seconds. We're already cancelled. Right, that didn't go long.
Please smash a like on the video. Ash has been cancelled. So, thank you for joining us on your Friday night. If you're not out at the pub drinking, like poor Dave Boy, who told me he's going to be at the pub tonight, but he's going to try and check in from the pub, thank you for spending your evening with myself and Ash. As per usual on these streams, I do not have a plan. Ash has given up asking me for a plan because I just never have one. We're in general just going to talk about the table. We're just going to stop on whatever teams take our fancy, whatever talking points we feel like might be interesting. We don't have a time limit. We don't know what's happening. We're just rolling with the chaos the same way as our football teams. That's about the height, isn't it, Ash?
Yeah, did you notice that I didn't bother asking what you were going to talk about today?
I did. I really laughed. I was like, he hasn't texted me to see what we're talking about today. Is it because every time you ask me what we're going to talk about, I'm like, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Do you know what it is? And we were saying this just before we started. Yes, please do get your ideas in. I see Anthony, I see Mama Flossie, and I saw our Leeds fan, Danny. It's Danny. Danny was here so early, telling everyone to smash a like and subscribe. No, Danny is a nice Leeds fan. We like him. Paige is here. Paige is
good.
Joined us from Kate. From lovely Kate and Jimbo. We literally have a collection. We have some the United Standers. We have some the Football Terracers. We have some John and Sam. I don't think we've anyone from Mo's channel. I think Mo doesn't like me. We'll have some from lovely Kate and Jimbo. We'll have a little bit of everything. We're just amalgamating the groups. And you know what it is? We were just talking before the start of the stream. Well, actually, I was talking. Ash was listening. I bet you're all shocked. But I was just saying, I don't like the notion of, at the moment, particularly in fan content, but just in the fan world, on Twitter, on social media, on YouTube, everything. There's Jay, hello, that everything is a debate to the death. You pick the topic and then you just debate until you can't debate anymore. And honestly, that's not my vibe. That is just not my vibe, because it's way too serious and I don't have time for that. So this is much more fun. Just chaos, see what happens. The chat are in charge. Me and Ash are actually just vessels for the chat to speak through us. We're not even important, Ash. We're just the face of it.
True. I mean, it is a valid point, though, to be able to just have a debate, have an opinion, and leave the analysis up to the actual pundits. And
exactly.
Which is where fan content should be. Like, I made a comment like, is it possible that Arteta may have done something with training that's caused both of his centre-backs to have a niggling muscle injury at the exact same time? I'm not saying that that's 100% happened, but there's a coincidence that both of that happened at the exact same time. Whether there's any substance to that, I mean, of course you could run with it of reasons, but...
Well, what I will just say is you were almost lynched. It was like the witches of Salem. You were going to be drowned or burnt at the stake. I'm not sure which, maybe burning with the hair. But anyway, but I remember when Manchester United were having a whole lot of injuries under a certain Mr. Erik ten Hag, Dutch manager extraordinaire, paved the way for Arne Slot to join the Premier League and do what he is doing at Liverpool, I would just like to say. But there was a lot of talk about all of these United injuries, and it must be something United are doing, and United must be the cause of this. The coach is overplaying them. He's training them too hard. They're running too much. There's too many minutes. He's not substituting. He's substituting too much. The guy from the Arsenal medical team joined us, and he is in fact an infiltrator who has come to destroy our team's fitness. But you mentioned that maybe all of the centre-backs getting injured might be connected at the same club. Absolute madness.
Like, one of the reasons why I said it was because Saka got overplayed and ran into the ground, which caused an injury, which has affected him this season. They've strengthened their squad, got the likes of Moscara, Hincapié to come in, but they still every single week they play week in, week out, Saliba, Gabriel, which of course is a right to because they're the best partnership potentially in the world. But then does that leave? Is there a reason for that? Like obviously, when Gabriel was out for a bit, Mosquera came. When Saliba was out, Mosquera came in, and it didn't look any different. But look. I'm not saying there's an issue at all. But so like Anthony said there, Gabriel was injured while with Brazil, right? So that's where that's like not fully right because so when he was training with Ancelotti in Brazil, he was training separately because he had a niggling injury and he then played the game and pulled his groin, I think it was, at the Emirates.
Well, in the pictures, he's holding his groin, so I'm assuming that's what he hurt.
Now, I was watching.
What I would say, I understand what Anthony's saying, and I understand people that are maybe saying, look, you can't blame the manager for everything. And I think sometimes what happens is Arteta gets so much shit for so much stuff that's not his fault that when something comes along that might genuinely actually be linked to him, maybe people jump in to defend him because they're so used to people jumping on him unfairly.
Yeah.
But we had a situation where we have Martinez, who was out forever, who then went on international duty, apparently no longer injured. If he had got injured over there, I am telling you now, I'm not going to go, oh, well, they did that to him. I'm going to go, why the hell did we let him go there when he clearly wasn't fully recovered? Because that's our fault. That's stupid. So I do understand the people who are defending Arteta and saying, look, you can't just pin everything on him because it feels like everything gets pinned on him. But I also do think if you've multiple players getting injured, sometimes you do have to look at the manager, the coaching staff. And at the end of the day, we still call them managers. But that's because we've always called them that. Really now, they're actually just head coaches. They're not managers anymore.
Yeah.
So he's part of the coaching team. He's the head of the coaching team, but he's part of the coaching team. And if all your players are getting injured, you're looking at your coaching staff. And I'm not entirely sure that boy that Arsenal sent us for the medical team was actually any good. I don't think he was a spy, but I do think he was terrible. So if they have more of them like that, I would be a little bit concerned. Oh, I pushed some buttons by mistake. Sorry. Right. So now that we've started the show with something that we totally did not intend to talk about, let's talk about Arsenal. No, right. We're going to do Arsenal. Game. We are going to talk about. We're going to do kind of what we did the last time, people. After the international break, we're going to run through the table. It's not going to be a 2-hour video because it's already 9 o'clock. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're not planning for 2 hours because some of us work on Saturdays. Okay. But we're going to run through, we're going to stop, where we feel like there's talking points, teams, things we feel like there's talking points. We will talk about Crystal Palace. I have not seen Twisted in the chat, absolute diver, after all the chatting he did about his team, but we did gloss over them the last time. They are in fact in 5th place. And when I was doing my little post matches, I was like, yeah, they're just trucking along there. He was like, Louise, they're in 5th. I was like, yeah, totally. I knew that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Crystal Palace today. Somebody left Twisted no because he might want to be here. Guest is loving football conspiracy theories, and I did see Anthony put something in really good at the start. I might do a full video on this. I might have to look into this because I don't know enough about other teams. But let me see. Anthony said,
I just think go on. Sorry.
Good talking point could be who's losing players to Afcon over Christmas into January. How badly could it affect their seasons? I only know about my team. David's here. David, I'll read that in a wee minute. Just wait with us because we have a good question.
There are some teams that are losing more. Like I said, Sunderland is losing like half their team.
Do you mean Sunderland?
I do not mean Sunderland. I mean Sunderland, and it's
Sunderland.
Shit.
Say it right. Like Sunderland. Sunderland.
Stadium is shite.
It is the land of the Sunder.
I'll just say stadium is shite, so in that way we can agree on that.
Please don't alienate half of my audience already. Please. There's only about 10 of them.
I say this, but I shouldn't be saying this.
But are they losing actually loads of players?
Yeah, they are.
Because they've been doing so well, and they're in 6th at the moment, which is better than my team, better than your team, better than Liverpool. None of us are in a position to laugh at them. They're doing really bloody good, but if they're losing half their team, we're losing our whole right side. We are losing Ahmad, Mbumo, and Mazraoui. Literally, the whole right side, the only side of our team that works. See, if our team is a square, the right side works, the rest of it collapsing, and we're sending that one off to Afcon.
It will be an interesting to make sort of like sheet just to like look, see what teams losing what. Because I mean, you would think a lot of teams will probably lose some players, which should technically cancel it out. Granted, it depends on the level of player, because Mbeumo is obviously Mbeumo and Ahmed are amazing players, so obviously the level of it is different. We got lucky. Johan Wiss has actually been left out of DR Congo's squad because we bought him. He went to international. He went to DR Congo, scored 2 goals, went to get the third, pulled up and got an injury, and has been out since. Not touched the grass at all at St James's Park.
I know it's really. I'm not laughing at you because it's funny.
Yeah, it happens, isn't it?
It's fucking catastrophic.
We're going
to come back to this, but I know David is going to run away. He's come in, he's left a comment, he's going to run away. So we're going to come back to Anthony's comments. I'm going to keep it here, but I saw David with the I told you so's. Look at this. Who else? Only David. Let's see. David, you look like a maniac in that picture. Honestly, have you just completed a marathon?
No, really? That's him. He's shouting at Amorim. That was him in the game the other day, screaming at the football game, like thinking, why is he not bringing Kobe Manu on? Like, God.
Love it. That's so good. But so David says he is just here to say Amorim is a fraudulent piece of work. And you know what? Piece of work has a real... I don't know what that's like in England, but see, in Ireland, if you call someone a piece of work, I mean, that's serious. That's almost as bad as like having notions. I mean, it's a serious insult over here. You can't say stuff like that. He even charmed David into positive. David, don't lie. Amorim did not charm you into positivity.
David was being very positive during that game.
I know. Look what I did to him.
I didn't want to say anything, but it was really weird to read.
It's becoming untenable very quickly. He told me this when we first met, Lou. Actually, David, when we first met, I'm pretty sure I told you to stop being such a negative bloody Nancy. And what would this man have to do to make you support him? So I actually think I've already won this battle. But we don't battle on this channel. We chill.
Do you know what? My opinion on Ruben Amorim and Man United situation was the exact same from the start of the season as it is right now.
Which is?
He's a manager that plays 5 at the back, or 3 at the back and 2 wing backs.
Mm-hmm.
You need another season to at least be able to get to his sort of style of play and formation. But this is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go that far? As a team, as a big club as Man United, I don't think you should be waiting that long. And then once you then get to that point, imagine in a year's time, say he's then brought in all these wing backs, changed the different style of play, changed even say the academy, changed everything. What if you're then like, do you know what? This still doesn't work. You then get a different manager in that does a 4 at the back, and then you're like, shit. The academy and the team is all used to doing this wing back system and everything. It's just all gone out the window. So
they
personally,
the academy. The academy, the youth teams, they all still play 4.
Yeah, I know they do. They all still play 4, but that's what I'm saying is over the next year, if he thinks he's going to be in for a long term, surely as the head coach, you'd be thinking, because we want to be able to get players in from the academy into the main team, you'd want this. I've always said this, same with Newcastle, any sort of club, I would want my main team and my academy team to play the same style of play, so you can just bring players from the academy into the main team like that. So
I totally agree. But to me, that actually tells me that they don't. You know, when Sir Jim Ratcliffe come out and said, "Oh, he's here for 3 years," blah blah blah. I'm like, well, if he was going to be here for 3 years, they would have already done that. So the fact that they haven't changed the academy tells me they haven't yet decided if he is going to be here long term. So, David,
it's been a year though.
David again, look at him coming back. David, chill. We're chill on this channel. We don't debate to the death here. We just vibes. Do you know what it is? I would actually get you on to have a chat with us, except I do not pay for the special good StreamYard. I use the free one, so I can only have one person at a time on. So, soz, we're just going to have to put all your comments up. But just here, little note, Anthony says, Arsenal don't lose anyone to Afcon. They're already, 5 points ahead?
Arsenal.
5 points ahead. And they don't lose anyone to Afcon. That feels like it's cheating. Pure cheat.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think they do, actually. I don't.
Does anyone in Man City go? Like, honestly, I'm here with the vibes. You're here with the research. You're the stat man. So I'm going to need you to tell me from every team in the Premier League who goes to Afcon. So while you're working on that, I'm going to pull up David's comment. Hello, go on, Buffman. David says,
I don't think Man City does either, to be honest.
Hold that thought. He, being Amorim, is the only manager post-Ferguson to not use academy graduates. I'll send you the post, right? He's sending me a post. Oh, Jesus. David, you want me to work 2 technologies at the same time? Good God. Right. We have a thing. Oh, he has sent it to me. I have been able to open it. Right. You keep going there with the... You don't think anyone from City goes?
Yeah, I don't think so. So, Villa's got 1. Bournemouth has 1. Brentford has 2. Brighton has 1. Burnley's got 3. Palace has got 2. Everton's got 2. Fulham's got 3. Liverpool has 1. Man City does have 2, actually. He's got Marmoush and Ryan Aït-Nouri. So they have 2, but it's their second. Obviously, Liverpool's got Salah. Man United, Mazraoui, Diallo, and Buemo.
Man United?
You've only got 3, actually.
Football. We are great.
Forest has got 4. Sunderland has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sunderland has 7. I told you they have like half their team. I wasn't joking.
Oh my God, that is a lot.
Spurs have got 2. West Ham have 2. Wolves have 4. So, which, I mean, Wolves can't be getting any worse. So if they're losing players, I mean, they're in the bin anyway.
Honestly, I'm not convinced that we're not going to give them a win. Genuinely, I just feel like it's the kind of thing we might do.
So for me, I would have thought that was a crazy comment. However, like I said,
not.
so one of my best mates is a big Villa fan, and like he goes to he has season tickets, and all of his family have like season tickets. So normally when one of them can't go, he'll ask me if I want to go. If Newcastle isn't on or something, I normally just come along anyway because I like watching football. I don't see a reason not to. And obviously they played Wolves the other day, and Wolves actually looked quite good. And they probably could have been. They scored originally, and it got ruled out. So if they scored first, Villa only ended up scoring 1 goal in the whole game. It's not crazy to say when you think where Villa is. Villa's 3rd in the table.
I don't think anything is crazy to say about Manchester United right now. Honestly, we're still above Liverpool, though, aren't we?
Yeah, but you're on the same points. It's because you've got 1 goal difference and Liverpool have 0.
That's actually pathetic, isn't
it? It's bad. We're all bad.
That's really bad.
We're on +1.
To pull this thing up that David has sent me. So if Ash and I disappear,
which it will happen.
It was me. Please stay there. We will be back. I just don't know how to do it.
I just think, but also when you talk about the Wolves thing, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, when you talk about the Wolves situation, I think it just shows the level of the competition in the Premier League is so good.
That's not how. No,
Wolves are definitely getting relegated. Anthony, you believe they're beating Derby's points? What was it? Was it 11? Was it 11 the points that Derby got that season? I think, off the top of my head. I
think it was 11, and at the moment, actually, after 14 games, they're on the same points.
Yeah, I mean,
Derby were that season. I literally screenshotted something that said that today.
They're on track. They are on track to get the same, but personally, I don't know if I think that they will, because they've got good players they can sell over January and stuff, and obviously Man United were interested in taking Gomez off him. So all it takes is Rob Edwards to maybe just shore up the team a bit. Because they all get getting relegated.
But eventually, they're not just going to not win a game all season.
Yeah,
they can't possibly just not win a game all season. What does this little screen with the plus on it do? Sorry, guys. Thank you so much for being my guinea pigs on this. This is wonderful. I'm very excited.
That's how you share. So you can So if you
I
click
don't
on
want to
that,
share my screen. Do I want to share my screen? Because I mean, then I can show it.
you can share just a PDF.
I just saved it on the desktop, except
Yeah,
it's not on the desktop. This is interesting. Can I just open it in a new tab and then share it? Because it's unbelievable, but I'm not sure if it'll have the same impact.
If you want to send it to me, I think I can actually open it.
Oh, can I do that? Are you able to put it up then?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wonderful.
sure.
Right. Let's do that because I feel like that might be better. Poor David did all this hard work and then I just can't make it go on the screen. I need to ask people who know what they're doing on this thing. Where is Ash? Send it to Ash, please.
But I guess looking at the Afcon list, it's actually not as bad as what I thought it was looking for everything.
11 points. Anthony has confirmed, yes, it is 11 points.
Yeah.
And he can see Wolves finishing with less than 10. It's not so sad. That's genuinely actually, like, I agree, but isn't it just so sad? I feel so sorry for them. Like, and you know what it is? I might have to stop being nice to Sunderland because they might be the reason we don't get anywhere. Well, apart from the fact that we're crap, they might be the reason we don't actually get into Europe. So I'm going to have to just get off that train now, aren't I? But can you see it there, Ash?
Yeah, 2 secs.
Yeah, I just don't know how to make it go on the screen because I need to work on this. I need to see when we're not actually live. I need to figure out how to work this thing. I just thought there'd be like a plus button and then I could add in a picture, but obviously not. Have you? Oh, yes. Excellent. How do I do that? I add to stage. Woohoo! Go, Ash! What did you press to do that?
I pressed the little screen button and then you can add like images, videos, slides.
Right, you're going to have to show me that afterwards. Yes, Mama Flossie, so professional. The only kind of people that are on this channel are professional. Shoulders, no, we're not professional. We're fans. We're not pundits. We're not analysts. We're not professionals. We're not even poxy paid. We're literally just fans, talking like fans. So here we are. Ash is the professional. Ash is here for his technical capabilities. Everybody knows I don't have any of those. I mean, it's what, you know what I mean? But yes, so look at the state of this. Like, that is actually horrendous. Literally, look at this. This is desperate.
It is. I mean, it definitely doesn't look good. Because it's graduates in, so it's matches with number of academy graduates in the starting 11.
18. He's only had 51 matches. What's wrong with him?
That is pretty bad. I can't lie.
Especially when Mainoo's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you see, right? Of course, that's the biggest issue. Is you always have to look at it in a pinch of salt and think: is it because the academy players aren't that great? Which I wouldn't agree with, obviously, because of Mainoo. I think everyone's in the same boat that Mainoo probably should be starting. There's some clear reason why he doesn't like him, whether it's because he's a bit more technical and he doesn't like that. I think he just, of course, you always, like, no matter what, any team wants to have their first team have some homegrown talent in it. Of course, it gets you to be behind them a bit more. It's like whenever Lewis Miley comes on for us.
But you know what it is, Ash?
He goes up 2 points out of 10.
For the sake of it, because it looks good.
No, but he should be getting played.
Yeah, and you know what it is? And I'll be quite honest with you. I'm not even that big of a fan of Mainoo. See, if you go back and look at clips of me talking about Mainoo and Ericsson I don't even think he's like fantastic. He made mistakes and errors under Ericsson Hag, but he's bloody better than what we're doing.
You see, that's where I completely agree with you. I think it's when you look at what Amorim is actually doing in a game, like say the West Ham game, it really baffled me because all he did was basically bring on defenders or I mean,
he brought on that's been out for like over a year. And you know what? That actually frightened the life out of me because apart from the fact, I know a lot of people are focusing on the fact that we needed to be more attacking. It was a defender for a defender. Like, what was the point of it? Blah, blah, blah. Which all makes loads of sense and that's great. But also, this man has been out forever because of a very serious injury. So your thinking is put him on in this very physical game that we're not doing well in
Yeah.
What? Please explain the logic of that to me. And honestly, do you know what it is? I watched, Terry was on the United stand today, and he was talking about some of the comments that Ruben Amorim made in the post-match press conference, to the point where I thought he was lying, and I had to go and watch. I was like, he couldn't possibly have said this. Absolutely.
What did he say? I've not seen this, so this is going to be the first time you hear it.
Ash, honestly, he came out and, like, when he was asked about, you know, could he not have made more attacking changes, he was like to the journalist that asked it, "Hey Marv," he was like to the journalist that asked it, he was like who? And the journalist was like, well, you know, Kobbie Mainoo. And he literally laughs. He starts laughing and he's like, oh, you know, why would I do that? Basically, is more or less what he says, right? But then it gets worse. That's not the worst of it, right? And so then he was like, oh, you keep asking me the same question about Kobbie Mainoo. Like, I want to play the best players all the time. I don't even look at who they are. I just want to win. And I'm like, well, that's not going very well, is it? So he's basically implying that Kobbie Mainoo is not as good as the people he's playing. And then he kept going, right? So then the wee chap was talking about Shea Lacey, one of the younger players, but attacking midfield, very, very good. He's on the bench, so obviously you think he's good enough to play, otherwise don't put him on the bloody bench.
Yeah.
And he basically said, why would I play youth when I've got internationals that I can be playing? That was his answer. If I have players that play international football, why would I be putting youth on the pitch? I'm going to put the players that are the most... Sorry, Marv. Damn, did I miss the part of the show where Ash helps Lou with the computer issues? Actually, Marv, you did go back about 5 minutes. But yeah, so he's babbling. Sorry, that was so good. He was babbling on about, like, I basically only want to play players that play international football. And I was like, genuinely, that really bloody annoyed me.
Do you not think, like it's mad? It's mad when you actually look at the... But even, like, say if he just stopped it at that.
But he didn't. He didn't even. He just kept going.
I'm saying, like, if you question just that sentence, someone could just say to him, are we about to say Mason Mount is playing international football?
Well, apparently.
At one point of his career, he was, but he isn't now.
Have a hotline for the England World Cup team. But then, so he kept going, because that wasn't bad enough. And he kept saying, every time they were asking him stuff he didn't like, and you could see, it's the first time I've seen him be really, like, he was real shitty. He was real, like, combative with the questions. You could see he was angry being asked about Mainoo. He was annoyed. And so one of the journalists, and bless him, he sounded like he was a little bit new, but he was like, I'm sorry to ask this, Ruben, but you keep saying I don't know a lot. I mean, and I can't remember what the rest of what he said. And Ruben Amorim, who has said in the last 3 minutes, I don't know, about 60 times, was like, when? What do you mean? When did I say that? And you could just hear the collective confusion from the journalists who were like, I mean, in every sentence so far. Because one of the journalists asked, when they were talking about Kobbie Mainoo, was like, well, when Afcon comes, because you're losing all your bloody players, does that give Kobbie a better chance of getting a starting place in the team, getting some minutes? And he's like, don't know. You just keep asking me about him. I don't know.
Is he? I did see someone say this the other day, and I'm very much starting to think it's true. Is he doing this out of spite because the media and everyone's talking about and every single fan is saying, why is he not being played? Is he generally doing this out of spite? Like, is he got that level of pettiness? Like,
do you know what it is? I'm starting to, because I can't think of a logical reason. Therefore, the only possible reasons are illogical. And I am just wondering, is he a bit like, don't tell me what to do? Do you know when you're about to, like, unload the dishwasher, or you're going to cook dinner or hoover, and then somebody says to you, will you do that? And you're like, no, I was going to do it, but now that you've asked me, I'm absolutely not going to do it. I do wonder a little bit. It is. He doesn't want to feel like they've told him what to do. And honestly, like, I don't know if you saw the match reaction last night on the terrace, but I was literally just like, I think I just sighed, like, over and over. I was like, I don't even care for all this shit. I don't care. And when I don't care, Terry was losing the plot. He was going to blast himself in the face. KJ, just honestly, he actually, in fairness, gave a bit of analysis. I met Sal for the first time, who's very lovely. And then I was just like, I literally just don't care. I don't even care. It was the most boring match of football I've ever seen in my life. I was going to switch off.
The issue is, right, you've had back-to-back results that have been dreadful. Like that Everton one was horrendous.
Yeah.
And then obviously the West Ham one was still not good. I think the biggest problem is you can lose a game, but it's how you lose the game. You guys were not. You've not been looking that good, like especially at home, which is a big worry. So,
what I will just say is just in relation, because David was actually very good to send this through to me because I had not seen this graphic before. I know I hid it really well and I looked very prepared, but I had not seen this graphic before. David was very good to send it through to me. And it's actually when he's in the press conference saying, why would I play Shea Lacey when I've got internationals on the pitch? And then you see this, total matches managed. Ruben Amorim, 51, 18 of them with no academy graduates in the starting 11. Now, I know Erik ten Hag has 2 matches, but first of all, that's 2 out of 128. Second of all, Erik ten Hag was responsible for bringing through a large number of our youth players in his tenure. He did a lot of things wrong, but I will not slate him for his use of the youth. He brought a lot of them through. So I will give him a pass on 2 out of 128.
The biggest issue that people don't understand to do why this is such a problem is because academy and homegrown talent is just pure profit, and it does amazing for FFP. Even if they're not going to be a main staple of your team, getting them game time and potentially they end up becoming, say, a week in week out player. But if not, they'll then get sold on, and it's pure profit. So it is very much needed. And the fact
look at Chelsea are flying.
Yeah, well, the fact Ruben Amorim clearly has no interest in. I genuinely every week in week out, I understand less and less what Ruben Amorim is trying to do from an outside point of view. I really don't get it. Like,
me either. You can grab that down now if you want. We'll put our faces back up. Everyone will think it's a United show for the whole thing. We are going to talk about other teams. I'm just honestly.
Well, no, I think Man United's a worth talking point at the moment because I think you guys are not in a great position, and you're in a place that it's either you have to just sack the manager and get a manager that's going to do a 4 at the back, more traditional system for the moment that what most teams play with, or you got to stick with Amorim and whatever mental gymnastics is going on in his brain, because I don't think Amorim knows what's going on in his brain 9% of the time. So,
Ash, have you always had a nose ring?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I have literally never seen that before. Sorry, that is so relevant to what we're talking about. But you just turned your head and I could just see it like shining in the light. And I was like, I've never seen that before.
No, right? always have done.
Yeah. But no, you're right. Look, I try, because obviously I'm a United fan, so I try, because we have such a mixture of fans on the channel, I do try not to make every single video, every single live about Manchester United. But to be fair, we're definitely a talking point at the minute. Our manager, again, is a talking point at the minute. Our performances, the way our team is, the way we're 2 weeks in a row, we have missed the opportunity to go into the Champions League spots because we're just, honestly, I don't think a United fan can never, ever again call a Spurs fan a bottler. We just can't, because what is wrong with us? But we will probably come back to that, but we will talk about other teams for a little minute. Aston Villa's in 3rd. Like, honest to God, they're just like, boom. Hello. Yep. Like, Chelsea were 2nd and now they're in 4th because not only City have overtaken them, Aston Villa have just done an absolute madness. But they do play Arsenal next. Imagine if they take points off Arsenal. That could be interesting, especially with them in 3rd.
I mean, I heard a little someone saying they're about to absolutely obliterate them. So I wonder who could possibly have said that.
Might it be a little someone that likes to wear sunglasses indoors like a maniac?
Yeah, free blind mouse, Anton. Mm-hmm. Marv said, "Ash, why isn't Newcastle higher in the table?" That is a
great question, Marv. That's right. Take the heat off, United. Let's talk about Newcastle.
That is a
go on, Ash.
Question. I mean, look, this season's just not been it. From the start, we had the whole problem with Isak. We brought in Wissa to be a replacement. He still hasn't even touched a foot on St James's Park yet. He's been, because he got injured flipping playing for DR Congo. It's not been the one. We've had issues. Eddie Howe's tried to do this experiment where he had Jordan, flipping Anthony Gordon as a false nine. It's not being the one. Voltemada has been exceptional for us. I think the place we are in the table is not a true representation because we've put better performance. But look, I always say this, right? Last year and previous years, Eddie Howe, for some reason, we always seem to not start too great, but then we end up performing better and get pushed up higher in the table. So I'm not too worried. I think we'll get a bit of form together. Yeah, especially if Wissa comes back. So yeah.
What happens if Wissa comes back in and is actually just terrible? Like, he's been injured. He's not really at a pre-season. The season is well underway.
I will say this, right?
Next summer.
I will say this, right?
Yeah.
We are one win off being 7th in the Prem.
That's all right.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying, is because people don't seem to.
What happens if the other teams win?
That's got the asterisks next to it, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
so you're one win off 7th if everybody else loses. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's that thing, isn't it? It's like there's a big the Premier League table. The middle is all very close. Like
it is.
Like Chelsea is on 24.
Yeah.
And 14th is Bournemouth on 19. Like that's 11 teams in 5 points difference.
That's wild, isn't it?
So, of course, when people think about it, it's not as crazy as what it sounds.
Do you know what it is, though? What we got very, very wrong when we were talking the last time about the table, who we thought would go up, who we thought would go down. Brentford. Because we just unanimously decided that if any team was going to start going down, the way it would be Brentford. They were intent, so they've come down a little bit, but I mean, they've not exactly. They've done all right. Now their next game is Spurs, which literally could just go anywhere. Bournemouth, Chelsea. There's a lot of interesting games, actually. I'm just looking here. City play Sunderland. I would love see if Sunderland and Villa win. Genuinely, I know it would
be good for the table,
Europe, but I would absolutely just love it. Honestly,
yeah, it would.
By the way, I want my team. I want them to go back into Europe. We need Europe, or we can't buy players because we're bad at maths. But I mean, I would love my team, obviously, to do well. But in the event that my team continues to just be an absolute catastrophe, I would love Sunderland and Villa to displace 2 of the regulars. It would just make really. It would make the season.
I don't want it to be Sunderland. It can be anyone else.
Villa.
I like Villa.
Villa's all right, actually. Crystal Palace. It could be Crystal Palace, far twisted.
I don't
anybody with them. No, Crystal Palace.
I don't mind Palace. To be fair, they've been one of those mid-table teams for quite a while. So
that's it. I always kind of think like Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Brighton. You know, all those kind of teams are all around together. They're still together. Yeah. They're just together towards the top of the table, while we're together towards the middle / bottom, the lower middle. But yeah, Ash, Marv has a question for you. Do you think you guys will make a run for a goalkeeper, the backup from Man City, Trafford?
Yeah, so James Trafford
had an opinion.
So James Trafford, yeah. So we actually went to go in for James Trafford, but he ended up going to Man City instead, which we ended up getting Aaron Ramsdale instead of James Trafford. But obviously, Man City got James Trafford before they had Donnarumma, so probably James Trafford was thinking that he's going to be the starting goalkeeper for Man City. That obviously didn't come to fruition, and he's
because they heard that Manchester United wanted Donnarumma, and then they decided they wanted Donnarumma because apparently Manchester City only want things when other people want them first.
Hey, listen, Oh, are we about to go down that route? What happened with Mbuemo and Sesko and Cunha? All the listen.
Well, thank your lucky
your
stars that
fucking-
you don't have to worry about him leaving you for Afcon.
Listen, I would love to have had Mbuemo. I've always said this, and that'll never change. Mbuemo is an unbelievable talent, and I think he would have slotted in perfectly to be the successor as Jacob Murphy has been for us on the right wing, which he's an unbelievable talent that doesn't get spoken enough about, in my opinion.
Do you know who I would have loved to? What was I going to say? I've lost it. Sorry, it's gone. Mama Flossie distracted me with her comment. I was reading it and I was like, oh, that's a really good comment. And now I forget completely what I was trying to say. Sorry, so I've interrupted you for absolutely no reason. Is there anyone else? We went through all the people that's kind of Afcon. Sunderland's buggered, really. So they need to get as many points as humanly possible right now before Afcon comes, because they're buggered. We're buggered. When Afcon comes, I genuinely think we start sliding down the way. Really down the way.
Let me see.
City lose 2, but they'll be all right because Liverpool only lose 1 and they're not all right even if they don't lose anyone.
Here you go, Lou. Oh, you can put that up. God, look at this.
This is excellent.
Right, so this is like a table that shows the proportion of minutes that the players. So say if they have a player that plays. Say if they have 7 players that play 90 minutes for, say, Sunderland, that's the proportion of the minutes that they play for the team that they go into that are going away for Afcon. So say if they have, Sunderland.
I can understand why that's quite high because they're sending 7, so that is going to be a lot.
Yeah. So as you can see there, like say Sunderland has 30% of the players that have played minutes are going to Afcon.
Do you know what's really wild about this graphic? The wildest thing that I can see on this graphic. I'll give you one guess. Go on, take one guess. It's the wildest thing you're going to see all season.
The wildest.
Man United and Wolves are in the top 4.
I knew you were going to say something. I mean, Newcastle 20th, so you know. Although, yeah, I mean,
look at that. Arsenal, Chelsea, Leeds, Newcastle.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that wouldn't be true for us. But obviously we've got lucky because obviously Wissa would be going and he would have been.
Not if he's still bloody injured. Just tell him his leg's still sore.
Well, he's not been in it, thank God. So we've been a bit lucky in that respect. But if you look at the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, yeah, they you think even Man City basically don't. Obviously,
I do use him a reasonable amount.
Yeah,
so and Nori.
So Nori, I'm pretty sure was.
Did you not say him earlier?
I did, but I'm pretty sure Nori was actually injured at the start of the season, but he's come back in a bit recently.
It's definitely both players that they use.
Yeah, Marmouche is obviously he comes on if they bring off say Haaland, so that is a potentially big one. But granted, Foden has just been banging them in anyway. So I think it's an interesting one because you'll see the likes of say Spurs. Spurs is fairly high up in there. Obviously, Man United.
You know what I'm looking at? Let's take the top 4, right? So Arsenal has none. City is literally just above none. Yeah. Villa, who's 3rd, again is just next to City, and then Chelsea's none again, and then Crystal Palace is just above Villa. So,
so
top 5
to put it in context,
under 5%, and then you got Sunderland.
But the issue is right. So Palace is quite low there, but the thing is that's Ismail Assar that's going, and he's a massive,
he's really important,
and he's a massive player for Palace. So it's like, yes, you can always take it with a bit of pinch of salt because some players will be bigger than others that are going. Spurs, I mean, at the end of the day, they've already got.
Who's going for Spurs? Look what Anthony said there. Spurs' best attacking player is going. Who's that?
So Basuma and Sarr is going.
Oh yeah, so that's what he's saying. He said they're going to have a dip if that's even possible. I can't laugh at anyone else. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, Spurs has got a massive issue with injuries since the end of last season. So they've.
That's so interesting, though.
Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, wait. Why is Mohamed Kudus isn't on this?
I wonder when did they do this before the transfer window closed?
No. No. So
it's even worse. It's worse for Spurs. Spurs are already in the top.
So this is from
worse.
This is from Sky Sports. It's on their website.
You can't trust them.
If they've not put that on, that's I don't know why.
So that like Spurs is already not looking great. They're over 10%, and then I'd say that'll put them up surely over 15%. They'd pass Brighton then. So like,
oh wait, what's that? Oh wait, that's
either way. Look, it gives you a sort of an idea, even if it's not like exactly. It's giving you a pretty good idea of who's losing people and who's not.
Yeah, so they've got a few more tables on here. Kudus and that stuff is on there. Okay. It's on.
Well, to be fair, look, I still think it gives you a pretty good idea, even if it's not like 100% everything. The fact is, the top 5 in the table have basically almost nobody or nobody super important going to Afcon. The rest of us, who's already struggling, have players going left, right, and centre, which is not great. But you know what I'm just looking at? I know Aston Villa's in 3rd, but they're actually only 1 point behind City. So if Villa beat Arsenal and Sunderland, even if Sunderland don't beat City, but if City just draws them, Villa would go ahead of City. Villa would go into 2nd.
I've just realised, by the way, for some reason on that table, they've put Basuma instead of Kudus. I'm not sure why. Basuma's been injured, so that's why. It's on it further down. If you want to go onto the Sky Sports website, they've done a little thing on there. There's quite a few different tables. It looks all right. They've literally done it today.
If Chelsea play Bournemouth, which might not be easy. So if Crystal Palace beat Fulham, which is likely, Crystal Palace might go into 4th. So you could end up with Arsenal, Villa, City, Palace as your top 4. That would be wild. I would thoroughly enjoy that.
The thing is though about the table at the moment, everyone seems to be beating everyone. So
yeah, there's no such thing as a dead cert at all. Not even not when it's
the only people that are winning from any of these are the bloody betting companies, because there's no way in hell people are doing ACCAs and stuff like that and getting all these right, because every single team is winning.
Marv with another question. Get your questions in, people. Marv is carrying the team with these questions. Get your likes in. Subscribe if you haven't, although I think most of you have. And get your questions in. Because otherwise me and Ash are just going to keep babbling about chaos and nonsense. So let us know what you want to know. I'm going to let you answer this one first.
I think it's Slot. Has to be.
I think it's Slot too. Because I just don't know if we're going to sack
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not already sacked.
The only thing I think so as it stands right now this minute, I think Slot would get sacked first. What would change that is if we lose to Wolves, I think that could be it, Do
you know what the biggest problem is? Who the hell is anyone getting in as a manager? I just think currently there's no amazing managers unless if you get one out of a job. And that is a potential, but like I don't think there's any current managers that are free that's worth it, unless if Klopp comes back out of retirement. But that's obviously
I would not be shocked if Klopp come back out of retirement, because he did say in an interview only recently, he was like, "Oh well, I would never say never," or something to that effect. He more or less said, you can't say it'll definitely not happen. And like he spent so many years of his life building Liverpool to what they became.
Yeah.
He got them like 90% of the way to that league before he left. To see something you've built, like your baby, like he grew it, he built it, he developed it, it's his. And to watch somebody else destroy it, he might come back on an interim basis for the rest of the season.
But yeah, I mean, possibly, but
I mean, Paul Scholes retired and then come back out of retirement. Like strange things have happened before. I know that wasn't managerial, but I mean, he was way too old to be playing football, and he still come back and won a Prem. Strange things happen in football when you love a club.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't know if he will.
Let me see. Glazers would have sacked Amorim months ago. It's Sir Jim Ratcliffe who's keeping him in a job. I agree, Dave Boy. Xavi would be a great shout for United. Drop the 3-4-3. I have to say, I don't normally give a crap about formation. I don't normally care. I'm not tactically minded. I watch the game. Do I enjoy it? Do I not? Are we playing well? Are we not? I'm a very simple-minded fan. I think like a fan. I don't think like an analyst. I don't look at the structural setup and I don't really normally care about this. But I have to say, 3-4-3 is starting to really do my head in. The reason it's starting to really do my head in is because it is not getting the best out of the players that we have. It's not getting the best out of anything. It's thoroughly ineffective.
I think the biggest problem, and so Eddie Howe did a very similar formation against Marseille. I think nowadays it's a big problem because it opens up one less player in the midfield. You have, because you'll have the two in the midfield, and always you play against 4v3s, not 4-3-3s or something normally. So they overrun midfields. I think that nowadays is just an issue. Obviously, you then have the counter by, say, we can then overload wings and do. I'm personally, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Well, I know. Well, I mean, flipping Man United definitely aren't. Like, I mean, you've just got the worst of both worlds. Like, you're not flipping winning in either departments. So,
like Jay here is saying, bring back Ollie for us. I loved Ollie, and I know a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people, were happy to see him go, and it was a time and all the rest of it. I loved Ollie. It was the most enjoyment I got as a United fan watching football since Sir Alex Ferguson. He loves the club. He bleeds United. He knows what the club's about. He definitely played to the players' strengths. And I believe, and I would 100% believe this, if Ollie was here now with the same conditions and backing and budget and system and board that Amorim is having the benefit of, I am telling you now, that man could have done it. 100%. Nobody will ever convince me otherwise. I don't care. He could have done it. 100%.
Do you know what he's doing now?
No, I am not having this slander. You hold your thought there for a minute. I am not having this slander, Marv. This thing of Ollie's too nice. Listen to me clearly, right? This man came out and said Marcus Rashford needs to focus on his football instead of external things. He was absolutely 100% correct, because what happened to Marcus Rashford? He was out clubbing over here instead of over there when he was supposed to be training. So he was right. Marcus Rashford did need to focus on his football. And you know what happened after that? He was told to go out and publicly apologise in a press conference. So it wasn't that Ollie was too nice. It wasn't that Ollie wasn't capable of criticising. It's that he wasn't allowed. And that's what I mean. Under this board, he wouldn't have that problem. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure it was Nicky Butt, and I might be picking the wrong person, but it was someone who knew him on a personal level and was like, people keep saying Ollie's too nice, but that's because they've never seen him mad. He's not as nice as you think. So people who know him on a personal level, I'm really nice. I'm pretty bubbly and like blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you now, see if you annoy me. I won't be glassing my own face. I'll be glassing yours. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's too nice. I think he was under a structure that supported player power. And if he was working under a structure that actually supported the office of manager, Manchester United manager, I 100% believe totally he could do better. He out-tacticked Pep repeatedly. I think it was Roy Keane. It might have been Roy Keane's autobiography. Somebody's autobiography, feel like it might have been Roy Keane's. And he said that Ollie, when he was a sub, because he was obviously known for being a super sub, he would sit on the bench and he would watch the match. He would watch the whole match and analyse it and do the tactics so that by the time he came on, that's how he scored every bloody time, because he was after analysing the whole match. They all knew, anyone who worked with him as a player knew he was going to go on to be a coach, because that's how minded he was even as a player. And I just think he's completely sold as this bumbling buffoon that lucked his way into the job because he scored a goal in 99-2000. And it's just not correct. He's completely misrepresented, and he's absolutely made a scapegoat for the whole mess that our club was in. This is better. This might be unbelievable, but actually this is genuinely better than what we had in place before, because these people actually have watched football before. It might not be much better, but they allow the manager to manage. They back the manager to be the manager. Now, the problem is now they might be backing the wrong guy, but they back the manager to be the manager. Ollie never got that. And there's absolutely nobody on this earth can convince me that he would not be doing better than Amorim. And I would take him back in a heartbeat. No questions asked. And I know there's a lot of people are going to come at me and be like, she's lost it. She's nuts. I am nuts, but that's not why.
I don't think it's a crazy take, though.
Thank you, Ash. Is that because you're afraid to say otherwise because I'm insane?
No. No, but like I said, I don't think Amorim's the right manager for Man United. So I think he is a potential. Like Ollie is a potential. Knows your club and stuff. Obviously, managed 170 games or whatever. So he clearly has very much.
He got to second.
Yeah, he did.
Fred and McTominay. Now, McTominay, I never wanted to sell. I like him as an attacking midfielder. He scores some goals, but genuinely, Fred and McTominay versus Casemiro and Bruno. He had Maguire and Lindelof. We now have De Ligt and Martinez when he's fit. We have, honestly, the upgrades that we have had. What he did with what he had was
I don't think having Solskjaer back's would be a terrible thing.
No.
Yeah, but I could see that if you would get anyone in, I think there's only two, potentially Solskjaer and Xavi. Xavi doesn't have a massive record. It's really just kind of Barcelona. But he looked good for Barcelona. I think I'm pretty sure when he got sacked, it was because he wasn't going to get sacked, and then he had an argument or something with the owner, which got him sacked, and that was it. He's a good manager. I always said that. I thought he's a running even for the Liverpool job or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, look, I think either Ollie or Xavi would be an amazing appointment for Manchester United, and you would go back to a 4 at the back. So yeah. I think that's kind of what you need.
I've spoken a lot recently. I've done the whole jigsaw pieces thing and the right pieces at the wrong time. And I very much feel like Ollie was the right piece at the wrong time. He was mixed in the wrong jigsaw. He would come, maybe not complete this, but I think he'd do a lot better than what we have.
I mean, potentially he had Bruno in his actual position.
Yeah. So, he knew he was an excellent man manager. He knew how to play to people's strengths, and he knew how to motivate people until he was completely undermined by the ownership above him. But to go back to what brought us to this topic, you think Slot will go before Amorim. I also think Slot will go before Amorim. And I actually think the Liverpool fans, now maybe it's just because I'm on Hassam's channel, so I'm seeing a lot of like-minded Liverpool fans, but it does seem to be quite unanimous.
You see, this is where I'm slightly unsure. So I think a lot of other people, and from what I've heard from Liverpool fans, think he should be getting sacked now. But then I'm under the illusion, how the hell has he not been sacked already with the amount of losses that he's accrued is insane. Do
you know what I think part of it is? They never spend that much money. They don't like spending money. They've spent an enormous amount of money on him. To have spent that amount of money and then sack the guy they spent it for, they might feel a bit silly. And we were talking earlier about pride. We were talking earlier about ego. And I just think maybe they don't want to admit we're spending all that money on the wrong guy.
I get what you're saying. However, when you think about the money that they spent on certain players, like obviously the main amount of money they spent on is Isak and Wirtz. And I think any manager that comes into that team will be more than happy and would have wanted those players because Wirtz is potentially the best cam in the world. Isak is up there at being one of the best strikers, not the best, but he's up there at being one of the best.
He's not as good as Walter Messi at the minute, is he?
I mean, the benchmark is Haaland, and no one's like but he's just on a different universe. He's in his own stratosphere. So Isak, like a level below that, has a potential to be an insane striker, which as I've seen over the years. So I think if they get someone else in, I think Liverpool will look good. Every time I watch them, I just think that they're not playing for the manager. It's like they want to get him sacked. It's really weird watching how Liverpool play at times. They just make silly mistakes.
I've seen teams that do this, though. Like I've watched.
Yeah, where they downplay. I know where it looks like they downplay because they stop believing in the manager. It is a thing. It does happen.
Yeah. I've never seen it at Liverpool, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the Anfield. Fans were leaving Anfield at the bloody Forest game. It doesn't happen, but at the end of the day, he's still in the job, which is kind of baffling to me. So I'm at the point where I'm starting to think maybe it will be Amorim that gets sacked before Slot does.
I do. I think Wolves is a big one. I think if we lose to Wolves, I think he's done. And I'll be honest, I think if we lose, I don't even think it matters if it's 1-0. I think if we lose to Wolves, I think he's done. There
will be uproar, but I think
honestly, I would get on a plane to join the protest because that would be a new low for us.
I think it's when you take into context the streak that you've had, like the 10 men Everton into that 1-1 West Ham, into losing to Wolves. That would be a Wolves team that's only on 2 points.
Yeah,
14 games. I think. Yeah, I could very much see it happening. But the thing is, I can see it happening because in the likes, I can just see Wolves getting a win. Like I said, they nearly beat flipping Villa the other day. So it wouldn't surprise me them beating you. And if it means Amorim getting sacked, it's probably for the best.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But the thing is, would you want that? Like,
absolutely shouldn't happen.
But
would I want him sacked?
But exactly. So that's where you think is. But it always comes back to the point. The question is, if you know losing this Wolves game will get Amorim sacked. Hi, Rob. Yeah. If you know losing this Wolves game will get Amorim sacked, do you want to lose it?
If he loses this Wolves game, I understand you're asking me the other way around. Would I be prepared to lose this game if it gets him sacked? No, because I'm not determined to have him sacked that much. Okay. I don't think he's the guy. And I have to say, last night, even as far as last night, on the panel, they asked me that. One of the commenters come in and asked me that and said, look, what would it take for you to be Amorim out? Because I said, look, I'm not vehemently one way or the other. If he goes, I'll not be devastated. If he stays, I'm curious to see what another transfer window would look like. I'm ignoring Anthony in the comments. I see what he's writing. I'm going to ban him. But what they asked me was, what would it take for you to be Amorim out? Like, what would be your straw? What would be too far? I think losing to Wolves would be too far. The press conference today annoyed me. It really annoyed me. Part of what Amorim has going for him is that he's charismatic. He's likable. And the thing is, I know Jamie Carragher got slaughtered for saying this. I can't remember if he said it about Amorim or Arteta, but he basically said he's an attractive man, so he gets away with more. And all the male YouTube creators were like, this is mental. Do you know what it is? Sorry to tell you, but there is such a thing as pretty privilege. There is. Yeah. See, when you're a more attractive, more charismatic person, people treat you differently. That is the reality of life. I have worked in customer service, front face, and dealing with the public for over a decade, a long, long, long time. I've also worked in HR for a long, long, long time. And I have a psychotherapy degree. I've spent a lot of time watching people, looking at how they operate, literally studying how the brain works and how people interact with each other. Pretty privilege is a thing. If you are more charismatic and attractive and likable, people treat you better. And so one of the things that Amorim has had going for him is that he's charismatic. He's likable. Today, what I saw was very, very unlikable.
Questionable to say the least.
So my thing is, I think a lot of people like me that were maybe on the fence, maybe going, look, I'm not sure he's the guy, but what if we got we still know the squad is severely lacking. So even if we changed him out and we got the ideal imaginary candidate, if we baked a manager with all the ingredients we wanted in, the squad is wanting.
Yeah.
So even if we got the best manager ever, the squad is wanting. But then when I talk about an Ollie, for example, a good man manager, someone who plays to the strengths, I do think another manager could get more, certainly in the short term, which would make us happier. I just think this is a slow death. I don't think he can turn this around.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Maybe I wouldn't ever say I'd be happy to see us lose if it means getting rid of a manager. I'm not that vehement about it. But I do agree. And we said the same about Liverpool and Slot. Sometimes you're better to, if you really don't believe this is the person, pull the plaster off fast.
Yeah. I don't think he is.
No.
I don't think Slot is either.
Either do I. I'm going to belt through some of these comments because I know I'm sort of dipping in and out of them, but I see, I saw Matthew was in as well. And I've seen people coming in that have not got their comments. Obviously, we saw Rob coming in. Anthony would like Southgate in. Anthony, I have a question for you because I know you're joking. Do you believe that Southgate would be worse than Amorim right now? Because at the very least, Southgate is pragmatic. I wouldn't want him, but I mean...
Please get Southgate.
He's a bit more rational than the lunatic we have in charge at the minute. Honestly, his press conference really irritated me today. See, when he was like, why would I play youth when I have international players? And I'm like, because it's not working. If it's broke, fix it. And then when the guy asked him, you keep saying you don't know. And he was like, when did I say that? I'm like, for the whole bloody thing. Because I was literally thinking, he keeps saying he doesn't know. He doesn't seem to have a plan. He doesn't know much. The guy asked him, and he was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, he's lost it. He's completely insane.
I will say one thing that didn't help, I guess, that debate was Heaven, I don't think, had a great showing. Like, he got taken off at half time. I very much enjoyed his tackle. Like when he went flipping straight in and crunched him and got an instant yellow. I like that, but his actual defensive game didn't look too great. Like, I need to check this again because so he played the first full half. He only had 17 touches, which is very low. He won 0 out of 3 ground duels, 0 out of 2 aerial duels. He was fouled 0 times and he committed 2 fouls. So it was a very bad performance, but it doesn't help, I guess, when you see the stats, like say that he doesn't play a lot of academy players. When Heaven has a performance like that, it doesn't really put it in good stead. But then, obviously, like I said, he should be playing Kobe Mainoo.
No,
he should.
And I just want to pull up Matthew's comment here. Matthew says, but Southgate would play favourites. Okay, so does Amorim. So did Eric Ten Hag. So did every single manager we have ever had.
I think every manager ever does, though.
Had a very good match. It's probably the first very good match he's had in a season and a half. So all of the managers we've had play favourites. And so I understand the point because I know it was a serious criticism of Southgate, but honestly, just absolutely nothing new.
But do you know why I don't agree with that with club football? Because at the end of the day, managers it's a performance-based job. They need to be able to get results. Having a favourite is not going to do that. Club is different level to international because you don't have international. You have a plethora of unbelievable talent. You've got the likes of saying a number 10. You can put Palmer, Bellingham, Foden. Like these players, you can just swap out. Eze, you can swap out 4 world-class players. You don't have that at club level, so you can have some favourites, but then their favourites are normally be captains and stuff that will be in, week out. Say the likes of Bruno, but you're not really going to have a different player than like that because they're your favourite because they're getting you points. So I think when it comes down to club football, I think favourites is completely different topic than what it is for international.
I don't have a strong opinion on the international part because obviously Ireland, I don't really watch a lot of international football.
Yeah.
And here it's not possible to have favourites because we don't have that much of a selection. So I know it's a problem that you guys have had at international level. I know it's been a topic of contention for you guys. I don't feel that I don't watch enough international football, and I certainly don't watch enough of England to have a strong opinion. So I will trust your judgment on that one.
Yeah, well, like
and
I
Matthew,
said. Yeah, sorry.
No, you go. Marv and Matthew are discussing Amorim's biggest faults, really. And basically, I saw Matthew was saying that, look, he feels like some of the senior players like Casemiro and Bruno actually control Amorim or influence Amorim. Marv is saying that Amorim is actually a slave to his own stubborn ways and not to Bruno or Casemiro. He won't change. He won't adapt. He thinks the same players that got Erik ten Hag sacked will save him. And see this, he won't adapt. I vilified Erik ten Hag for it. You have got to be able to adapt. You just have to. If you can't adapt, you're never going to make it at the highest level. And that's not just for football. That's in management. That's everything. In every environment or industry, when you're managing a team of people, when you're doing something that's so changeable, you have to be able to adapt. Because if you can't adapt, you're just never, ever going to do anything. What's got your attention?
It was just Anthony's comment there.
This one?
Yeah. I don't think he would drop Bruno at all.
You know what? I don't know what he would do because, again, I don't watch enough of England, but I just think we should have sold Bruno. That I would have sold Bruno for 100 million in the summer. He's getting to the end. Forget if you think he's a good player or not. He's getting to the end. He's aging on. And one of the things we're doing at the minute, we're supposedly in a rebuild. We're supposedly building for the future. This is the foundation for the next 10 years of Manchester United. This is the basis of our title charge. Bruno's in his 30s. Casemiro is going to retire at the end of the season. Maguire, done. Shaw, done. I mean, what
I'm
are we
not gonna
talking
lie.
about?
If you get 100 million for Bruno, that would give me a few raised eyebrows. How the hell is someone playing 100 million for a 31-year-old?
Well, in fairness, over there they pay all sorts of money for all sorts of
people. I know, but it's crazy. That,
I should specify when I say people, I mean footballers to play football. Is he a snooker player? No, Dave. Troy Parrott is the striker for Ireland. Sorry. Saudi will pay it. Marv is on my line of thinking Saudi will pay it. Well, they've already offered it, didn't they? So, they offered it long enough for him to think about it. Matthew says, Ten Hag gave youth a chance, though, didn't he? He can only look around the squad to see what he did play happen today. Erik ten Hag did give youth a chance. Absolutely. It's the one criticism I do not have of Erik ten Hag. He did give youth a chance. He just did everything else wrong. And he did still have favourites. Absolutely still had favourites.
I just didn't like Erik ten Hag. There was something about his
he wasn't the guy. He was very much like a soccer dad. I felt like he was like a youth team coach. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It was a vibe he gave.
Yeah, it was.
But that's what I mean.
He was a weird.
He wasn't charismatic, so people were against him from the start. It counts. It's a real thing.
Of course, yeah, it has. It has an effect. That's why people. That's one of the reasons why people liked Gareth Southgate was because he was a yes man. He was a people pleaser.
Yeah, we don't need another one of them. To be fair.
Yeah. So
right,
that's one of the reasons why
I think we have talked about the woes of my club for too long. I feel like that was a long section on the woes of my club. can we talk about, and in fairness, we were talking about this club, Liverpool. Isaac, Dutch manager, not going well. Talking about an aging squad. Salah, 33. Van Dijk, 34. Like, it's not going well.
Isaac did score the other day.
Well done. 14 games in.
It?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Actually, Ash, question. Why is Isaac not getting criticised? Because my striker, who has scored goals, has been criticised.
I think it's
because has been criticised. Your striker's been criticised and he hasn't even played, God love him. I mean, everybody's getting criticised except Isaac. The most expensive striker. He is the most expensive striker in the Premier League, no? I mean, why is he not getting criticised? What in the name of, like...
It's because Liverpool, obviously, they just won the Premier League. They know everyone knows they're going through a transition. Isaac obviously didn't have a pre-season, which was his fault. He's been injury prone. I think Wirtz, to be honest, I think has more... Obviously, Ekitike, right? So I think if Ekitike was a flop and didn't have scored the goals for Liverpool, I think there would have been a lot of pressure and a lot of talk about Isaac.
Yeah, but so it should be the same for Isaac.
No, it should. But I think it's because they've got Ekitike in. It's the reason why people aren't talking about Wissa potentially as much as what they should for us, because Voltemada's been doing amazing. They do have a striker that can fire, which is at Ekitike.
Yeah, but that was an accident. They didn't do that on purpose. He was a backup. It's not like they did it on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, Ekitike, it was a great striker. But like at Newcastle, previous seasons, we tried to get Ekitike to be like sort of the backup for Isaac. Like we try to do the exact sort of setup Liverpool's doing. But obviously the thing is, I think Wirtz has got a lot of eyes on him. But the problem is, right, the reason why, say, Isaac is not being spoke about as much is because there's just so many problems with the Liverpool squad. Like from every single position, like you'll think Salah's not firing as much as what he was previously. So it's like.
So do you think if Liverpool overall as a team were doing better, and we weren't talking about Slot being sacked, and we weren't talking about Salah falling off, and we weren't talking about Van Dijk being terrible, and we weren't talking about Wirtz not hitting the ground running, and if we weren't talking about all the other problems, I forgot about him. Actually, literally forgot about him. If everything else was working, Isaac would actually be the focal point because he'd be the main problem. But at the moment, there are so many fires, it's hard to figure out which one to look at.
They've got too many issues. They really do.
Well,
like
I would
which is why
of Isaac.
True, but this is why when you have so many issues like that, the one person you end up going to is the manager. You end up thinking, right, maybe it's not a player problem, this, when every single player is underperforming, that it has to be a manager issue. If they get a new manager in and this carries on going, then I would expect people to be talking more about Isaac and stuff. But then you would think the likes of, say, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, like all these players start playing better. They need to, because at the moment they've been playing absolute shit, to be honest. Like, this is a shell of what they were last season, and it's really weird to see. Because I think
it's a bit of a perfect storm, because I did a video a little while ago about the problems at Liverpool, and while I think Arne Slot is one of them, I don't think he's all of them. And I think like Salah and Van Dijk are getting older. That's nothing to do with Slot. They're getting older. That's going to happen. And obviously, like, you had Jamie Carragher out there, leave the football before the football leaves you. Sometimes it happens. I know. Look, at Casemiro, who's now back in the Brazil squad. Thank you very much, Jamie. But whatever. What would we know? But I mean, it does happen sometimes, because any of the likes of Wayne Rooney, who like sometimes the football does just leave you. You're done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just think that's outside his control. Players age, and as Dave Boy says, Father Time has caught up with Virgil van Dijk and Salah. And I do think that is possibility.
Possible, yeah.
And then you look at, obviously, they've lost not only a teammate who added to their football team, but a friend. So they're grieving, and they've lost his footballing abilities in Jota. And then they had the whole scandal with Trent, one of their own, someone that they pitched as the future captain, was learning Spanish for 2 years on the DL. And then they had the whole Isaac, and they spent the summer fighting with Jews lot in the media and everything else. And Slot's only there a season. Do you not think maybe while Slot's a part of it, there's so many things there that it's just a perfect storm of bad circumstances?
But exactly, this is why I think a lot of people aren't really just ripping into Liverpool, because there's just too many things that have gone wrong. And it was, everyone said at the start of the season when they were winning, they were getting last minute goals. They were being 1-1, scoring last minute in the 90 plus minutes. And
did you read it?
Yeah, I did see that. But yeah, it was like Liverpool at the start of the season. I think everyone knew they were papering over the cracks because they were scoring the last minute goals. They weren't looking great, and then obviously they just started losing loads and loads of games. I think it was coming, and everyone could tell. It's a weird time if you're a Liverpool fan, because I think the only solution. This is my issue is I don't think the only solution is Slot out, because I think there are problems that are not just from Slot, but I think Slot is causing a lot of issues as well, because at the end of the day, clearly the team just isn't gelling. There's something clearly not right. Do
you know what it is? There's a lot of parallels between United and Liverpool, and considering like we're such big rivals for such a long time, it's like the same at United. Amorim is a problem. He's not the problem. We have many, many problems. So if you sack Amorim, if you sack Slot, they're not fixed. You need somebody who's then able to come in and fix those things, or at least get them in the right direction. The managers are a problem. They're not the problem. They're amongst many, many problems. And I think that's like, if Pep leaves City, I think we're going to see that, because who's going to replace Pep? I think you're going to see that again. I don't think Pep has much longer left in him. I think Pep was hoping that he would do it this season and then retire, because he was going to go. Before we got Amorim, Pep was going to go. And I'm 100% convinced they were going to take Amorim. And because there's a guy that Amorim works with, and before he went to Sporting, this guy went to Sporting, and then Amorim went to Sporting. And then when the rumours of Amorim going to City, this guy moved to City. And then it was all Amorim was going to City, and then it all fell through and he came to us. And then all of a sudden, Pep ended up doing a contract extension that wasn't in the works before. So we could see this now at City. But Marv has just put in a very good point. Are City already building a ready-made replacement in Kompany, because he's doing excellent in Germany? So maybe they won't have this problem. Maybe we should all be taking notes. But I'll be curious, because obviously it's happened at United. It looks like it's going to happen now at Liverpool. They might have to go through a few to get the right one, unless Arne Slot starts working a miracle. Will City fall into the same trap, or are they already planning? Are they succession planning their manager?
Potentially. The thing is, Pep, it's been, what is it? It's 10 years now, isn't it? I think it is, since he
feels
first
like
joined.
100. Probably, but it feels like 100.
I just don't know what more he can do. Like, he's just won everything in the game, and he just keeps on going. I'm surprised he's still at the Premier League. I'm still at Man City. I feel like he's going to go. He may as well go to like Italy or something next, to just keep on traveling around the world.
I don't think he intended to be here. I really don't think he intended to be here.
I am surprised he's still here.
I think Amorim was their contingency, and he came to us, and they were like, please stay another little while, just until we get another guy in line. I'm convinced of it. But that'll be interesting. Chelsea, I don't know what Chelsea are doing, honestly. But surely at some point their project is going to have to start producing some sort of results. What else do we think? I mean, say what you're saying there, if we do start sacking managers and who we would want to replace them, I would like the Crystal Palace manager if I was picking. But I mean, if they're in 5th and doing well, he's
Glasner.
not going to leave them, is he? Yeah, Glasner, he's really good. If you look at what he did before Palace, he's really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know who's out there that's good. I mean, Amorim seemed good before we got him. I mean, they all seem good until you get them.
Like I said, I think Xavi is an option, but this is the problem: is it's a risk. I think nowadays more so nowadays than it was previously. It's very there's no elite level managers like what they used to be. Like they're just not about, or they're in jobs. So yeah, it's I don't think there's a win situation for anyone.
I find it interesting to see the different attitude to it as well. So like Liverpool and United fans are very much like, I've had enough, sack the manager, it's not good enough, get rid of him. And then you look at Spurs and Newcastle, at Frank and Howe, and for the most part of what I'm seeing, yous are quite like, no, it's okay. Look, there's reasons for this. You know, we trust the manager. They're going to get there. We're not manager out. That's not the kind of fan base we are. And I have to say, the contrast is stark, like really stark.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're a top club, you demand results. We don't. I didn't want Isak to join us. Ekitike was only...
Matthew's obviously a Liverpool fan. Do you want to read it out loud for the audience? Ash reading it to himself.
I didn't want Isak to join us. Ekitike was only my first choice but we blew 250 million on 2 forward players. I disagree with. Ekitike came in and hit the ground running, but you were in the exact same position that we are with Voltemada. Same as us. You need a proven Premier League goal scorer, because yes, he could come in and score some goals, but the physicality and to be able to learn from someone from the Premier League, you need to have that. Isak would have been that person, and same that we would have had Ekitike under Isak, because you need to be able to show these players how to actually perform. So I think
Matthew would have been proven right. Which, do you know when you have a thought, and do you know when you have a thought that's a little bit out there, people think you're a little bit wacky, people are like, no, like, that's not a good idea, and then it turns out you were right. I like to shout that stuff from the rooftops. I'm one of those I told you so people. If I had a really good idea and everyone told me I was nuts and then I was right, I'm telling everyone I told you so. So I think we should allow Matthew to say I told you so.
I get the point. And of course, in hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great to say that. But the thing is,
you understand what Liverpool were thinking.
You have to be able to get that, because imagine like I said, he scored throughout August and then just doesn't score again. And the transfer window's closed. You've now not got another striker, and you need another striker anyway. So yeah, I think getting Isak was the right decision. Definitely for us. I'm more than happy that you got Isak.
Yeah, well, I can see why you think it was the right decision. You've got the money and rid of the problem. Because my thing is, I do think that the move to Liverpool is what triggered this. But I mean, there's a possibility he could have had a bad season for you this season. He might not be doing as well as what Voltemada is doing, because you don't know. You do not know what has triggered it. I would suggest it was probably the move and the summer and the whole lot. But you don't know that. He might have not had a great season for you guys. So maybe he just saved just from yourselves. Rob says he thinks Prem proven applies to managers too. While I understand this thinking, I don't necessarily agree with it. I understand the thought process. But I think just because we have made a balls of it doesn't mean that all managers from outside the Premier League are bad.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're most definitely not. That's you need like Pep. There's nearly every single manager that was a top manager is not even bloody English. Like, you have to get people from outside the Prem. So
I think what they're saying is, like, say the likes of a Glasner, if he was to go from a Crystal Palace to a United or a Liverpool, he already has an understanding of what the Premier League entails more than the likes of an Amorim who's coming in from the Portuguese league and who has openly said, this is harder than I expected. Like, he has literally said that out loud.
But that, to me, that is more on the ownership, because that means they've not interviewed him properly. Like, so when we got Eddie Howe, Amanda Staveley and everything openly came out and said they interviewed, I think it was between 30 and 35 managers in depth, and they narrowed it down to Unai Emery and Eddie Howe. If you do not have
interesting choices, they're quite different.
Hey, listen, what happened? Unai Emery ended up going to Villa, and what he
look
did
where they are.
And
they're third.
since when they've gone, the great appointment. And I would have loved to have heard "good evening" every single day. That would have been a lovely thing to hear. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, for me, hearing someone say stuff like that, if Eddie Howe came out and be like, "This is actually much harder than what I thought," I would have said, "Why is my owners not done a better recruitment process to be able to actually get the right manager?" That's how I would be taking that.
I agree with you in that I think that's more down to the individual manager that's been selected, rather than all Portuguese managers now are not prepared for the Premier League and don't have a good understanding. I would probably use that statement about Dutch managers. I would probably say just Dutch managers shouldn't come to the Premier League. Nothing wrong with Dutch people. I'm sure they're very nice. But bold Dutch managers should be out of the running for the Premier League. But no, I wouldn't count Ruben Amorim against all Portuguese managers going forward. I think that's a bit... as I said, I understand the kind of the thought process, but it's not quite what I would think. Anthony is still in here talking about Southgate. He's going to get himself lynched. Marv and Anthony are going to go at it. But lads, it is 25 to 11 at night.
Do you want to do something very quickly to do?
Yes, do it. But I don't even need to know what it is. Just do it.
Right. We'll do this very fast.
Okay. Guys, we have a surprise prepared by Ash, because Louise has prepared nothing. If you're still here, I hope everybody has hit the like button. We have still 10 people. Ash, there's 10 people that listen to us at 25 to 11 on a Friday night. We need to send out some selection boxes.
Right, I shared something. We're going to do this.
What is this?
So.
Oh, yes! Yes, everybody. Woo! Go on, Ash. This is an excellent idea. This is how I do it in the other group. Bingo. I love this.
Yeah, so this is an updated one, so you can put in scores or whatever of what you think it is. So we can quickly run through.
Right. So, let's go. Everybody, I want everybody involved in this. What do we think the result is going to be? Aston Villa, Arsenal. And when we put all the scores in, so we're going to put in our predicted scores. What we put in, it will then tell us the updated table, what it would look like if this actually comes true. So This is excellent. Very good, Ash. I love this. Right, so Anthony has said 2-0. Marv has said draw. Jay has said draw. Come on, everybody, get involved. Rob has said draw. Jesus, everybody's saying draw. Okay. Do you know what? And you're going to get a vote too, Ash. I'm going to go with Marv. I'm going to say 2-2 draw.
I'll do the draw because you said it.
Cool. Look, Dave Boy's 2-2. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Anthony. Anthony has been outvoted.
I would have said 2-1 Arsenal this.
But okay. So Ash is on record. He would have said 2-1 Arsenal. So we would have went with you, Anthony. But
I'll still say
5 draws.
I'll still say what I think. Bournemouth, Chelsea.
Bournemouth, Chelsea. Right, you go first on this one. What do you think? Everybody, Bournemouth, Chelsea, what do we think? Ash, you go.
I think this is going to be 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0?
I was thinking 3-1 Chelsea, but I think I'm going to go 2-0.
Ooh, I would have said 2-1, but I mean, I can get on board with 2-0. Dave Boy is saying
3-1, he said.
Yeah. Anthony's saying that Arsenal don't concede goals. Fair enough, because haven't been bought. Well, next.
Anthony.
You're correct, but next.
Anthony, I'm going to give you something that's going to be very ironic. So, throughout the whole of November, Chelsea conceded 2 goals, Arsenal conceded 4. And you've just said that, and then you've just predicted Chelsea to concede 2 goals. So, there is a little bit of irony in that. But we move.
Right. Well, so we have Rob is saying 2-1 Chelsea.
So what do you think?
Anthony is saying 3-2 Bournemouth. I was thinking 2-1 Bournemouth. But if you want to go 2-0,
Bournemouth.
or sorry, 2-1 Chelsea. Sorry, 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
I was thinking, but you.
We'll do 2-1 because I think everyone's.
I just find it hard to predict zeros. I say as we go to Everton and Nottingham Forest.
Everyone
people
thinks to concede. Everton
Forest. This is a hard one.
Forest has looked a bit stinky. I mean, they got a goal.
Yeah, but Everton basically have Grealish.
Exactly. And they're fighting their own team, which is they beat you with 10 men.
Slaps at dawn.
They beat you with 10 men, so I don't know what about that.
Right, Marv is saying 2-1 Forest. Dave Boy says 1-0, but I don't know to who. I'm assuming he means 1-0 to Everton because of the way he's written it.
You see, Anthony, what you're saying there is true. However, you take away context because the whole season Arsenal had the likes of Gabriel and Saliba. You guys don't. They're out injured. So it's...
Right.
Well, I think Saliba may be back. I'm not sure.
Ash and Anthony, before I put you in the bold corner.
Sorry.
Ash, what is your prediction? We have 4 saying Forest to win.
I think this is going to be a 1-0 Everton.
So you agree with Dave. Rob is draw. Dave is with you. He reckons 1-0 Everton. Everyone else reckons Forest. And I am so undecided. I would have said a 1-1 draw. But okay. I am happy. No, but we've done mine for the first 2, so I'm happy.
No, because I don't think that's a terrible. I don't
feel strongly on it. This one, City, Sunderland, you're first. I haven't a clue. Right, people, City, Sunderland. I forgot. It's the Newcastle in you. Yeah, get up. Right, people. City, Sunderland. What do we think? Get your scores in, please. Anthony saying 2-2. Marv saying 3-2 Sunderland. Dave Boy has sat on his keyboard.
Bro saw the Fulham game and he was like, let's one-up it.
Jay is saying City 2-2. Okay, so we have 2 draws predicted. 3 City wins predicted.
I don't think Sunderland's even scoring this game, if I'm going to be honest. I think this is... I'm trying to take the bias hat. I think it's going to be a 3-0.
For real? I don't believe that. No. Let me see. Who was their last match? So Sunderland, they drew 1-1 to Liverpool, who I suppose is terrible at the minute. They beat Bournemouth 3-2. They lost to Fulham 1-0. They drew to Arsenal. So they've drawn Arsenal and Liverpool. And as we just said, Arsenal have not been conceding a lot of goals. And they put 2 past them.
I know, but I think after Man City's performance against Fulham, I think Pep's going to be going in there. I think Pep's going in there with a baseball bat and telling them what the fuck are they doing. Because I mean, the thing is, right? They were 5-1 up, and I think they just let their heads go. They were just like, we're so far ahead to clear of this game against Fulham, and then they just started letting goals. I think I can see this being a clean sheet from City, if I'm being honest.
Right. I don't think it's been a clean sheet, but I will go with your logic and we'll say that City will win. So if we go 3-1.
Okay. That's fine.
Newcastle, Burnley. Obviously, you go first for yours. Newcastle, Burnley. People, what do we think?
I don't think Burnley's going to score. The problem is...
Ooh, Marv's feeling confident for you. Those Dave Boy, my goodness me, the United fans are right for you.
I felt more confident against Spurs at home than to Burnley, and we had a stink. It was a Desmond. We are scoring actually. Do you know what? 3-1. No, 3-0 Newcastle.
I would have said 2-0. But since it's your team, we can go with 3-0.
Yeah, because I've just looked in the chat and I've just instantly saw 2-0s coming back to back. So,
there you go. Matthew and Rob have my back.
we'll put that.
Spurs and Brentford. This could literally just be anything.
Spurs are at home as well, and judging by their home form, they're absolute dog shit.
I'd almost go 1-0 to Brentford just because Tottenham have been so bad at home.
I actually back that.
Yo, 1-0 to Brentford. Don't tell Kate. Leeds and Liverpool.
Hey, listen, who's got nearly a goal every game? Igor Thiago.
Igor Thiago. I did a video on him.
Yeah, for Brentford.
You name it, I do a video on it. I'm just like, oh, that's a great idea. People say things, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Video.
Everyone's hey, to be fair, everyone's saying 2-1 Brentford, 3-0 Brentford.
Yes,
I could see it being a 2
on the same.
I could see it being a 2-1. To be honest.
And Matthew asks, could it be Frank's last game? I don't think so. I think the fans. It depends if he can criticize fans again.
I also think it depends on the score. I think if it's like a 1-0 or a 2-1 to Brentford, I don't think so. But if it's like a 4-0 to Brentford, then I think yeah.
Yeah, fair. Right, Leeds, Liverpool, they're starting to come in already. So Jay is saying 2-1 to Leeds. Marv is saying a 2-2 draw. Matthew is saying a score draw.
I think it's going to be 3-0 Liverpool.
I think Leeds are going to beat them. I do.
Right, so
and I'm not being smart. I genuinely believe that. In
that case, there's more people saying Leeds.
Oh, Anthony's saying Leeds.
Dave, man.
Dave boy's in the pub. Rob is saying 2-2. So we have some draws. We have 2-2-2 draws. Okay, we've 2-2-2 draws now. I think Leeds to win. You think Liverpool to win, and we've 2-2-2 draws. So I reckon we go with the chat. It's the only score. Oh no, we've 2-2-1s.
Yeah.
Oh right, we need a tiebreaker. Oh, Marv has gone 2-1. Marv has changed his draw to 2-1 Leeds. Okay, 2-1 Leeds.
Wow.
Brighton, West Ham. The mighty West Ham.
God. They're in the bin at the moment. Hold on. Hey, listen, right? I cannot say anything because they slapped us up 3-1 and then smashed you up the other day 1-1. So, I love how they smashed you up as a draw.
Useless. But what the chat is saying is 5-2 Brighton, 2-0 Brighton, 3-0 Brighton. So I reckon we might have to go with Brighton.
I'm putting 2-0. I am not putting
6-0 Brighton.
I am not, mate.
I love this chat.
I know it's a Friday.
I love this chat, honestly.
All you guys are doing this from the pub. Everyone's on piss.
Oh, I love it. Lads, keep it coming. 2-0 Brighton. Right, Jay's with you. Fulham Palace. If we do not predict Palace to win, Twisted is going to kill us. No, he skipped our live. He's in the bin. We should predict him to lose just because he didn't turn up.
Yes,
Fulham Crystal Palace.
3-2 Fulham. I mean, to be fair, Fulham did just put 4 goals past Man City. But Palace is also
I think Fulham used every bit of energy they possibly had against City. I think they're going to be dead.
I honestly, I could actually see this being a draw. I could see this being a 1-1 draw or a 2-2.
Well, what have we got so far? So we've 3-2 Fulham, 3-1 Palace, draw 2-1 Palace. Right, so that's 2 for Palace, 1 for Fulham, 1 for a draw. And what did you say?
I said
Palace. With Palace on 3 now here. Jay's saying Palace as well.
Gonna have to Palace.
Right, let's go 2-1 Palace.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Okay, thank God that stuck. So I pressed
United Wolves. I actually can't even say it out loud, lads, because I'm afraid of my life if I say it, and it's just going to be.
I think 3-1 Man United.
Right. Okay. Let's wait. Before, what did the chat think? Don't press calculate. What does everybody think? 1-0 Wolverhampton and
Marv, do you think that, or do you just want?
No, I believe that. I'm with Marv. If I was predicting, I genuinely believe that. Look, I am with Marv.
Dave's got Amorim to score a hat-trick into his own net.
I'm not sure. Me on the
I'm not sure how I'm feeling about these predictions.
That has killed me.
I'm not sure how I'm feeling about these predictions already.
That's made my night. I'm so easily amused. That's brilliant. I love it. I love it.
I mean, I got the 3 right for Man United, just the wrong way.
Wait, 11? 11 on what?
11 on this.
Don't say on this. 1-1. 1-1.
Oh, 1-1.
I think you said 1-1, not 11. I was like, 11 to who? Obviously Wolves. Flossie. We have lost the plot. Absolutely lost it.
In all honesty, I can see you smashing Wolves.
I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't believe it at all. Not even a little bit. I actually am with Marv. I think 1-0 and he gets sacked. But go on. Press the button.
I'll put it 1-1. Right.
So Arsenal would still be top, but City would only be 3 points behind. Villa would still be in third. United and Newcastle would still be above Liverpool. I mean, I'm all right with that.
And the bottom, Wolves.
Burnley, West Ham. I think Wolves, Burnley, West Ham might be the 3 that I predicted to go down in the preseason predictions. I'm going to have to find that somewhere. But I think that might have been my 3 to go down that I actually predicted.
I mean, I think
Wolves have made it to 3 in our prediction.
To be fair, I said kind of all these. West Ham, I was unsure about, but
I think I had them to be relegated. I do.
But as you can see, even from this, you've still got what 4 teams on 22 points, 2 teams on 23. It's still a very, very close.
Well, look at the top, 28, 27, 26, 25, 23. We have made it wild close.
And look down here.
Sunderland and United will be on the same points.
17th is 16 points. Do
you know what to do, Ash? Take a screenshot of that. And we'll keep it. We'll keep it for next week. That's if Ash comes back next week, folks. I haven't asked him yet, so Ash might be back next week. We'll see.
I remember I did this.
I love it.
I did this. And when I did
screenshot that? Did you do it before you move it?
Even if I move it, it'll stays there.
All right, okay.
But so on the 6th week, when I did this, I basically, the prediction that I ended up doing would have had Villa undefeated by the 6th week. It was the only team undefeated, and they had the most shocking start. But now they're back in form. So
well, there's Marv says on the one we've just done, Liverpool would still be out of the top 10. So on that note, let's hope that we are right. Thank you all very, very, very much for joining us, folks, and for staying with us all evening. These are absolute superstars. If you haven't hit a like, if I haven't already told you 16 million times, please like the video. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends and family. Share it to everybody. And hopefully we will see you again next week if Ash agrees to come back and talk to me again. And enjoy what is left, the very little bit that is left of your Friday evening. Have a lovely weekend. I hope all of our teams win. And shout out to Twisted Baba for not turning up to the stream that we have spent the most time on Crystal Palace since I started the channel. Have a good evening, everybody.
I hope they lose.
Bye.
See you later.
And